Hello everyone, welcome to Indian Current Affairs podcast channel. Today we are discussing about some important current affairs topics. First one is particularly vulnerable tribal groups. During the fourth five-year plan, a subcategory was created within the scheduled tribes to identify the most vulnerable groups which were considered to be at the lowest level of development. Consequently, on the basis of the Debar Commission report, a criterion for identifying particularly vulnerable tribal groups was established as pre-agricultural level of technology, low level of literacy, economic backwardness, a declining or stagnation population. PVTGS were formerly known as primitive tribal groups. How many particularly vulnerable tribal groups are there? As per Census 2011, there are a total of 75 PVTGs out of 705 scheduled tribes, spread over 17 states and one union territory. The categorization is done by the Ministry of Home Affairs. It is not Ministry of Tribal Affairs, but it is Ministry of Home Affairs. As per Census 2001, there are 12 PVTGs having a population of above 50,000. The remaining all groups have a population of 1,000 or less. The PVTGA of Saharias, it is one of PVTG, yes, has the highest population of 4,50,270. PVTGs of Sentinelans and Andamanese have a very small population of 39 and 43 respectively. So Odisha has the highest number of PVTGs in India, while no PVTGs are found in the state of Punjab and Haryana. Government schemes for PVTGs. The government has introduced several programs and schemes for the development of PVTGs. Some of them are discussed below. First one is Scheme for Development of PVTGs on the lines of Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana mandates all states to prepare conservation cum development plans for PVTGs in that state. Second one is Enactment of Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006, which for the first time recognized the land rights to the tribals. Next, third one is local initiatives by state governments like Jan Sahasya Sahyog by Chhattisgarh, restricted area permits in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, formation of micro project agencies by Odisha government. Next topic is Paris Club. Paris Club is an informal group of creditor nations focused on dealing with borrower nations that face difficulty in paying their loans. It means is a group of officials from major creditor countries whose role is to find coordinated and sustainable solutions to payment difficulties experienced by debtor countries. As debtor countries undertake reforms to stabilize and restore their macroeconomic and financial situations, Paris Club creditor provide an appropriate debt treatment. Some Paris Club members countries are Australia, France, Japan, Russia, and USA. Next topic is masala bonds. What are masala bonds? These are bonds issued outside India by an Indian entity in Indian currency. The major objective of masala bonds are to fund infrastructure projects, ignite internal growth via borrowings, and internationalize the Indian rupee. In case of any risk, the investor has to bear the loss, not the borrower. The first masala bonds were issued by the World Bank in 2014 to fund an infrastructure project in India. The International Finance Corporation IFC, the investment branch of World Bank, issued a 10-year 10 billion Indian rupee bonds in November 2014 to increase foreign investment in India and mobilize international capital markets to support infrastructure development in the country. There are certain rules and regulations which have been set up by the Reserve Bank of India regarding masala bonds. First one is any corporate and Indian bank is eligible to issue rupee denominated bonds overseas. Next one is money raised through these bonds cannot be invested in real estate activities. However, they can be used for the development of integrated township or affordable housing projects. Also, the money raised through masala bonds cannot be invested in capital markets. Characteristics of masala bonds. So discussed below are the major characteristic features of masala bonds. First one is investors. So these bonds can only be issued to a president of such a country which is member of Financial Action Task Force. Also, the security market regulator of the country must be a member of the International Organization of Security Commission. And next one is these bonds can also be subscribed by regional and multilateral financial institutions where India is a member country. So maturity period. The minimum original maturity period for bonds raised up to 50 million US dollars equivalent in INR per financial year should be 3 years, and above 50 million US dollars equivalent in INR per financial year should be 5 years. Eligibility. Investors from outside of India who are interested in to invest in Indian assets are eligible to invest in masala bonds. HDFC, NTPC, Indian Bulls Housing Finance are few Indian entities who have raised funds using masala bonds. So next topic is different missions to observe the planets. First one, Cassini mission was a space research mission by NASA, European Space Agency and Italian Space Agency to send a space probe to study the planet Saturn and its system, including its rings and natural satellites. Next one is Da Vinci mission. It is a planned mission for an orbiter and atmospheric probe to the planet Venus. Together with the Veritas mission, which will also study Venus, it was selected by NASA on 2nd June 2021 to be part of their Discovery program. Da Vinci will send both an orbiter and a descent probe to Venus and expected to launch year is 2029. Europa Clipper, previously known as Europa Multiple Flyby Mission, is an interplanetary mission developed by NASA comprising an orbiter. Planned for launch in October 2024, the spacecraft is being developed to study the Galilean moon Europa through a series of flybys while in orbit around Jupiter. Next, fourth one is InSight mission, which stands for Interior Exploration Using Seismic Investigations, Geodesy and Heat Transport, is NASA's next Mars lander and is designed to explore the Martian interior. And the final topic is National Service Scheme Award. The National Service Scheme is a central sector scheme. So what is central sector scheme means? It means funds required for these schemes is given by the central government. If come to the central sponsor scheme, it is given by both central government and state government. So but NSS is a central sector scheme. So that means all the funds given by Government of India. It is comes under Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. It provides opportunity to the student youth of 11th and 12th class of schools at plus 2 board level and student youth of technical institution, graduate, postgraduate at colleges and university level of India to take part in various government-led community service activities and programs. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports had instituted the National Service Scheme Awards to recognize the voluntary service rendered by NSS volunteers, program officers, NSS units, and the University Senior Secondary Council. These awards were instituted in the year 1993-1994. Since then, these awards are given away every year at various levels.